video, I'm going to go over a principle, a basic that everything else hinges on, and that is learning. I'm going to cover what is my strategy for learning, what tools I'm using to gather information and store the information and the knowledge, and how I connect everything together and store them to make sure when I need them, I can recall them and use them for whatever I need. So let's get into it. We all constantly learning, improving ourselves and making progress. We spend countless time reading, listening, watching informational content toward our goals, toward our business, toward any skills that you want to learn or any skills that you are interested on. But the problem is that what happens to this information? What happens when you need to use them? I personally had this problem that I used to watch so many YouTube videos, listen to so many podcasts, go to Facebook groups and get so much information. But my problem was that when I wanted to use those information, I couldn't remember them. I even couldn't recall any of them. Or I could recall 10-20%. But at some time, it got so overwhelming for me that I felt like I'm just wasting my time. I'm getting all this knowledge, but I can't remember them when I'm supposed to. I decided to do more research and see what strategy can help me to gather this information in a way that I can take advantage of, not just learn and forget, how I can gather them and how I can recall them properly. So I'm gonna go over my experience and the system that I built, and hopefully it helps you as well as it helped me to be really organized with the information that I am gathering. And it really helped me to be able to have access forever for all the knowledge that daily I'm consuming. The first tool that I'm using is Kindle. I used to use paper books, I love them, but at some point I switched to Kindle, and the reason was that it was for me much more easier to carry Kindle with myself when I'm going on a travel, on a trip, or anywhere when I was commuting, instead of carrying a book with myself or few books. And the other main reason was that I was able to highlight in Kindle, and Kindle gives you this option of exporting your highlights. So that was really great, and I loved it. Now I'm used to Kindle and I just read the books from my Kindle, unless a few books that once in a while I'll go to the paper book and I love them and I go just over my highlights. The second tool is Pocket. I'm sure you have come across the situation that you are surfing on the net and suddenly you see a video, you see an article that you are really interested in, but at that point you don't want to read it or watch it. So I used to save them or bookmark them, but the issue was that I never went back to read them and I just forgot about them. Till I came across this app called Pocket, that you can just save everything directly from your phone, from your desktop to this app, add some tags, and what you can do later on, you can go there and watch all your tags and see what you have saved there, and you can go over everything that you are supposed to read, watch, or listen. You can also highlight the articles. So now it is part of my daily habit. At a certain time, I go over my Pocket and I see what there is for me to read. The third tool is Air. Air is just an application that you can listen to the podcast. What makes Air different from other apps is that there is a quote button, and when you push that, you can save a part of that podcast. By default, it's gonna save 45 seconds. But what you can do, you can save it, and after that go and like play with this duration. And also the next amazing point is that it gives you the lyric of the podcast. I will show you in few seconds that how I'm using all this information and connecting them together. In addition to this, I needed a note-taking app in order to be able to make notes of the courses that I'm taking, my daily thoughts, journaling, or watching YouTubes that have information and I want to record. And I came across few application and I use them like Evernote, like Notions, till finally a friend recommended me Rome Research. And I really was impressed with this application and how powerful this is. When you think the way your brain organizes information, it is very much a tangled web of ideas, which is itself made up of tangled web of neurons. Whenever you have a realization, you have an idea, you're thinking of something, or you have any emotion about a certain experience, different neural networks start to connect to each other. As neuropsychologists put it, neurons that fire together wire together. So the more connections a group of neurons has, the more frequently you access it and the stronger the knowledge it stores become in your mind. Rome seems to be built to emulate this way. If you go to main page of Rome, they are saying a note-taking tool for network thought. So let's go to the actual application. When you come here, there is nothing different about Rome with other note-taking app in the first glance. There is just a simple empty page with the date that you can start writing whatever you want, and everything that you see here I have added. So let's say I write, I am recording YouTube video, right? So there is something in Rome called bidirectional linking. What you can do is that if you put two brackets around any word, any phrase, any sentence, you are making a page for that. So if you tap here, now you are going to the new page for YouTube video. And you, as you see here, we have one linked reference to this word, sentence, or whatever it is. You can tap here, go back to the day, and I'm gonna add today's video is about Rome, right? I want to connect this to that page as well. What you can do now, you can use hashtag, and the good thing is that as you type, you can see all the pages that you have created. So let's say connected to YouTube video. Well, actually this is video. Yes, the capital is important here. Now if I tap here, in this page I have two links to this page. I can also create a page for Rome whenever I want. So I created a Rome, and it is interesting here to see if I go to the page, I see that I already had a page called Rome. These are all the links that are connected, that I connected them to Rome by purpose, and there are some unlinked references here. Anywhere that I wrote Rome, you can find here, and if you want to link, you can just tap here and link this block to the page. As you see, Rome is here. There is one thing else that I do, like I usually write daily journal. I have a template for my daily journal. So what I'm doing, if you shift tab on any of these, it's gonna open in the side. So what I would do in the morning is that when I come here, I just simply copy this here and start writing my thoughts or how I am feeling. This is an example. This is some research that I was doing for this video. If you go here, you can see my notes, the links that I have connected, or I read this interesting article about building a second brain, so I have all my notes connected to different subjects. I'm adding tags to all of my articles, and if I go to article to productivity, I can see everything that I mentioned or I linked to productivity. This way I'm connecting all information together. Like there's one graph view that it shows you all the links that you have made across all of your content. So now I have everything that I needed. The only problem was that I had all this information in different tools and applications, but I wanted to gather everything and have one centralized place to store my data. I was looking for a way to transfer everything to Roam Research till I came across this application Readwise, which is really, really amazing. What is Readwise? You can connect your Kindle, your Pocket, and your Air to Readwise. So every information, every highlight that you are making from your books, from your articles, from your podcasts, they are getting synced to Readwise. From Readwise, it can connect to Roam, so you are getting all the information directly in your Roam Research app. And this was so amazing, and I have everything connected together. I can go over my thoughts. Whenever I am doing the research, I can find any information that I ever researched, I ever read about that topic. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and you can take advantage of any of these tools if you like them. And if you are interested in more content like this, please subscribe to the channel and push the ring button to get notified when I publish my next video. Thank you.